Hi, my name is Shivi Sabharwal and I'm the co-founder and director of WellM, a company that works towards helping individuals and teams lead a happier and a healthier life.
My name is Lehar. I am a counseling psychologist and I've been working with WellM for 2.5 years.
My name is Sanjeev. I work with WellM, which is a wellness company. I work as a vice president in growth department.
I think the problem that most of the companies face, and especially when you're a startup, you have a certain picture of the goal that you have in mind, the end goal that you have in mind. And at times it becomes very difficult to translate that end goal into individual goals as well, because all the goals need to be aligned. With JOP, it made it very easy. Everybody had a very clear picture as to what the company goals are, and then they started aligning and strategizing their individual goals as per the company goals. I think everything was very crystal clear. People knew exactly what they have to do, when they have to do, what are the targets they have to achieve. And I think it just made the entire working very seamless.
What I've really found helpful also is that I'm able to track my own progress. It helps me reflect, in what areas I've been doing well, in what areas I need to improve. And the data is objective, right? Because you set some pointers, some numbers here and there, and it helps you track where you've been going. And you can also see across quarters how has your performance been across quarters, and you can also reflect and see what were some things that worked for you in that particular quarter that you did differently that you can use later to improve your own performance.
One more feature of JOP is actually the JOP app. I think it has really simplified lives here at WellM, because now you have JOP on the go. So everything basically need not be done after opening the laptop, because now you have the app, and the app is extremely simple to use. WellM actually has a philosophy which we call HEAL. That's the motto that we live by. Every individual of this company actually lives by this motto. Now, HEAL actually means healthy and happy individual. E stands for entrepreneurship. A stands for alignment with individual and company goals. And L stands for leadership qualities. Now, somewhere I think JOP fits in pretty well with our entire philosophy of HEAL. Wherein we are trying to empower every individual, not just individuals, but also we are trying to empower corporates and companies. So when we implemented JOP, we spoke to the JOP team as well, and we said, how can we, somehow incorporate HEAL values into JOP as well? Which is when they came up with a fabulous suggestion that we can actually have HEAL batches. So we actually give out batches very freely to individuals who show those HEAL values, whether they have shown entrepreneurship or whether they have shown, a very cool, joyous, happy attitude in the company. I think it just completely aligns pretty well with what we have set out for as our company values. With JOP, I think things were very crystal clear, because when an individual sets out their targets for quarter, it's very clear through JOP whether they have actually achieved their objectives and their targets. So our performance, the PLI was, I think it just became much more easy and struggle-free, and there was no animosity between people as to whether they got what they rightly deserved or not. So at the end of the quarter, you can exactly see how your team, individual, or the company has performed, and the PLI then became, I think, a very easy breezy thing.
Something that I thought was really helpful was the performance review aspect, that we get to do it every quarter instead of every year. Now, in my mind, that has a couple of benefits. One being that, when we're doing it over a year, sometimes some things tend to get missed. But when you're doing it every quarter and you have the data to show for it, I think that makes it more meaningful both for the management and for the employee. And also I feel that reduces biases that some people may or may not have, because the performance review is more data based.
I think it was a bit of a challenge for people to firstly understand what OKRs are and what are individual OKRs, and then what are the objectives that the company has set out for. So that kind of made it a bit challenging for people to firstly start with. That's the time, I think, kudos to the job team. They spent a good amount of time with us. They actually helped us strategize and understand how to set OKRs. They gave a very good understanding of how to use the platform, which is so simple.
When we got in job a year and a half ago, it was a little difficult to navigate right in the beginning, but I think once we got the hang of it, then it came pretty easily to most of us at least. And like recently we've seen a lot of good developments at Job. Say for instance, now I can connect my Google Sheets with Job. I can assign actions to people and set deadlines, edit them. So that's been really helpful, because I think a lot of times when we just tell people that, or our colleagues that, it would be great if you could do it by this time, that somehow tends to get missed. But at Job, when I can assign it to a person and set a deadline, then it also holds them sort of accountable that, this person asked me to do it at this date, so now I have to go there and, show what I've done or what I've not been able to do. So those things have been really helpful in creating transparency and accountability.
The team support from Job is highly recommendable. So whenever our team have any issues regarding say goal setting, task management, or some kind of evaluation, the team is always there to assist you, which is one of the things, the postal service, which is I would say highly rate. If I have to give them a marks, I would say 10 out of 10 for the same.
Previously I was using a couple of platforms, and sometimes it was a little hard to navigate because I would also miss one or the other things. But now that there's Job, I can do everything in one place. I can put in my sheets, I can put in my links, I can assign tasks, meetings, set my objectives. So the time that I put in and the effort that I put in on 3 different platforms are basically now 1/3, and it's much more efficient and useful. And what really helps is that all of my colleagues are on the same platform, so it's sort of easier to collaborate, across teams and with people. So that's been really helpful.
Firstly, I think if you have that dream of becoming a large corporate, you have to start from the top. You have to absolutely align the company's goals with individual goals. And it becomes very difficult if you don't have a platform such as Job to do that, where you have clear understanding of what every individual is working on. That's the reason why I would recommend everybody to use this OKR service, to use Job especially.
One of the things which stands out for me for Job, especially if I consider with other apps which are available in the market, the software which are available in the market, is the ease of using it for the individual. And the look and feel of the Job is also very good. So when you go to the platform, because of the color theme that they are using, it gives you a very good feeling, a very eye-soothing feeling, a feeling of joy, which is, I think, which is the punchline of the company, the joy of performance. It actually correlates with what they are saying. And it's an app which is, I would highly recommend it to people, especially the sales team, because it helps you to evaluate self and evaluate your team performance as well. So all the best to the Job team.